Hi, everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Stephanie. Welcome if this is your first visit here. I am glad you found me. I hope you enjoy this video. So this week we are focusing on the time period of December 20th, 2020 through December 26th, 2020, which is for those who celebrate it, the week of Christmas, which is kind of hectic sometimes for people. It's not as enjoyable as we build it up to be in our minds many times. Though I think with a lot of the restrictions in many locations, we may be slowing down a bit this year. And I think a lot of us are focusing less on material things and maybe more on the time we can give each other when it is available and how we can spend more time with each other virtually if we do have restrictions in place. So hopefully you are all enjoying this holiday season. For those of you who celebrate Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, anything else, or don't celebrate at all, I just hope you're having a wonderful winter or summer, dependent on where you are, and just enjoying this time. Finding the good in it, as we kind of slow down and are able to move differently, many of us, as things have changed dramatically over the past year. And this is the last full week, of the year 2020. So just kind of pondering, what do we want to leave in 2020? For a lot of people, they're like the whole dang thing. But, there's some good that comes out of it. You have to look at everything from different perspectives and varying perspectives. What did we appreciate? What did we notice that changed that maybe we enjoy the way it's being done differently? A lot of introverts are really liking this time. A lot of energetically sensitive people are, this is really agreeing with them. Empathic people, just sensitive people. So working from home or having a little bit slower schedule is really working for a lot of people. So maybe this week just taking stock of what we can appreciate, even if there have been hardships or upheaval. A lot of us have lost jobs, and our lives have changed dramatically, and we've lost loved ones even. So not so much about the material things, but the loss of lives. And what can we take from that? What has changed? What can we move forward and appreciate the changes and opportunities that are being given to us? So really the last week of the year, maybe to ponder those things and see how we want to move into 2021. So I think this week, just a general read this week. Next week, I'm going to try super hard to get back to the pick of cards, because that'll be going into 2021. That'll be our transition week out of 2020 into 2021. So I'd really like to do a pick a card next week, and I will try very hard to do that. So tune in next week if you're looking for a pick a card reading. This week will be general energy. I feel like, so this is, a holiday week. And we do have the Winter Solstice on December 21st. So I feel like that's a time of like rebirth and birthing energies, but specifically this year, I'm really feeling like it's a time of leaving stuff behind and letting go. So I want to do a Power of Surrender card for the collective, and then I want to do a Wild Offering card for the collective, just to see what energies we're in this week. So let's go ahead and do the Power of Surrender card first. And again, just focusing on the energy of the week of December 20th through 26th, 2020. But if you do stumble upon this and it resonates for you outside of that time frame, it's totally timeless. So, if it resonates for you, if you find it meaningful, it doesn't matter when you listen to it. Take the messages if they're meaningful for you. Okay, so this is a good one for holidays. For many people, they find themselves under a tremendous amount of stress. So it's the Surrender Stress card, and it says, take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. And that is super important, and I have realized recently how shallow my breathing is. And not just during times of stress, but it feels different when you really breathe into that lower belly area instead of just into your lungs, when you fill that lower belly first and then really exhale. There are apps even now that you can put on either an Android or an iPhone that help you learn parasympathetic breathing. So like whatever you're comfortable with, and it may change as you progress and do it more frequently, but like a 4 counts in, and then a pause, and then 4 counts out is one that's, pretty easy to do or easy to adjust to. And just practicing that for, a few minutes, a few times a day can really give our nervous systems a break. And everybody needs that right now, whether you're stressed about the holidays or you don't have any perceived stresses or you don't think you're under any stress. Sometimes our bodies hold things differently than we think they do. So, it never hurts to give your body and your nervous system a little bit of a break. Sorry, cats. um, so this week, especially, energetically, there's just a lot going on with the solstice, in the holidays and the pandemic and everything else. So this is just kind of about letting go. See how the chest is open. So just maybe practicing breathing into the belly. There are a number of good meditations on YouTube, and like I mentioned, the apps. If you need some assistance remembering or learning how to do that. So many of us have been breathing just so shallowly for so long, or maybe our whole lives, that we don't really know how to breathe correctly and deeply to give that nervous system a break. So, give yourself a little refresher, do a meditation, watch a video on it on YouTube, or download an app to help you count until it does become second nature. So this week, all about releasing, surrendering stress. Good for everyone. And then let's do a card from the Wild Offering Oracle. Let's see what comes up. Just focusing on the energy again for the collective. What messages, what maybe do we want to leave behind, or what is our new offering going to be as we move out of 2020? So this is interesting. There are 3 cards stuck together that came out, and I feel like they're going to go together, so I am going to read all 3 of them. That was not my plan, but sometimes it's better not to have a plan. So the cards that came out are perfectionism, mistakes, and self-acceptance. So this is why I'm going to take all 3 of these, and I find this so interesting. So this is really something we should leave behind, and really, I think, a meaningful lesson for 2020. Like, how many things did not go according to our plans, our ego's plans during 2020? How many adjustments did we have to make? How many times did we have to do what we would consider course correcting? But maybe it wasn't a correction at all. Maybe it was, the plan of the divine all along. So, we've been talking a lot about that lately here on YouTube and in private readings, about going with the flow. It keeps coming up again and again and again. Let go of your perfectionism. Let go of preconceived notions. And here it comes up for the last full week of the year for everyone. Perfectionism. Permission to make mistakes is so freeing. It's the root of creativity and change. Allow me, divine, to make as many mistakes as I need. Free me from the prison of perfectionism. And you do have that butterfly symbolism there, which, as we've talked about previously, is about transition and transformation. And you can't, if you're all bound up in stress, which, comes out in the card before about surrendering stress, if you're all bound up, you can't move forward, can you? You can't transform, you can't transition, you can't do anything. If you are stuck in the notions that you have to be perfect, it freezes you, and you are not able to move forward in creativity, in love, in flow, in any way, if you are bound by impossible notions of perfectionism that nobody can really achieve. Nobody's perfect. So this is a message to leave that behind. And I think if any time period in history, in our lifetimes, those who are watching this past year has shown us that, we can't predict things. We have to be able to go with the flow. We have to be adaptable, and we have to be willing to let go of perfectionism in order to move forward. So that is the first one that comes out for this time period for everyone. And then the second one that was stuck to it is mistakes. And it says, allow me to know it's okay to make mistakes. Let me always take care of the inner child so he or she feels loved no matter what. So same kind of energy about, not being able to move forward if we always are afraid that we're going to make a mistake and that we won't be accepted, or our ideas won't be accepted, or our words won't be accepted. So this, knowing that, if the people around us are that judgmental, that they are going to shun us or make fun of us or shame us if we make a mistake, then perhaps it's time to reconsider our social circle or those we spend a lot of time with. So, giving yourself permission not to be perfect and to make mistakes, and know that that's okay. That's how we grow, that's how we move forward. So, that kind of energy we're going to leave behind. And then what does that get us? When we know, okay, I'm ready to leave that kind of stuff behind, it gets us into the energy of self-acceptance, which interestingly enough also carries the energy of this butterfly about transformation and transition. So it says, nothing is more exhausting than endlessly working on yourself. When you offer your whole being fully to love, self-acceptance arises spontaneously. May I rest in our oneness, dear divine. So I think this is a perfect card for ending the year, the last full week of December 2020. And saying, okay, I'm ready to let go of trying to always appear perfect. I'm ready to let go of watching my words and constantly working on what I think I need to be doing to be more accepted by others. I'm ready to speak my truth. I'm ready to open my heart to others and trust that I'll be connected with people who will open their hearts to me as long as I show them my light and speak my truth. So really about living from the heart center, speaking our truth in kindness, when we speak in kindness, when we live from our heart, those are the energies we're going to draw back into ourselves. So, really, when we accept ourselves, we automatically draw in people who accept us for who we are. So, that's the energy to move into, the energy we'll focus on, not worrying if we make mistakes, not worrying about perfection, and knowing that when we show our whole selves, we will be accepted by those who matter to us. So that is our energy for this week. I hope you all enjoyed this reading. Again, next week I will try to do a pick a card for moving into the energy of 2021. So tune in next week if you are interested in that. Also, if you are interested in getting your annual reading, I will put a link to that below. It's limited. I only do it once a year. So if you want it, grab it before it goes away in January. And I will see you all next week. Have a great holiday.